Hi guys, it's Miss Allwine and Rhett. Hopefully you saw my video introducing my new puppy to you guys. I apologize that I haven't had any read aloud stories for you this week. I've been trying to get this little guy used to his new home and I just haven't had a ton of time. But good news is I got a ton of new books from Scholastic, including a pack of new Clifford stories. So right before we left school, we were on a Clifford kick, right? We were talking about the author's message, about beginning, middle, and end. We were really working on retelling stories using Clifford, and we had his birthday party and everything. So I know you guys love Clifford. I love Clifford. I have a new little puppy. Let's hope he does not get as big as Clifford. And I thought it would be fun to read one. So I just woke this guy up from a nap because I wanted him to say hi to you. So I'm going to put him back down. Maybe he'll go to his bed. We'll see. All right, so we're going to read Clifford, the Big Red Dog, Big Red School. All right. I chose this one first because it looks like Clifford and Emily Elizabeth are playing school at home, which we all know we're not in school right now. One crisp fall afternoon, Emily Elizabeth hopped down from the school bus. The puppy wanted to come back. She raced into the backyard where her best friend, Clifford the Big Red Dog, was waiting for her. "Hi, Emily," Clifford greeted. "How was school today?" "It was great," Emily Elizabeth told him. "We did so many fun things." "We had circle time in the morning," Emily Elizabeth said. Kind of like our morning meeting, right? Rhett has the hiccups right now. "We painted pictures and art and played maracas and music, and at snack time we had fruit cups." Clifford wagged his tail. "School sounds like so much fun. I wish I could go with you." "I wish you could go too," Emily Elizabeth said, "but I think you might be a little too big for the classroom." Suddenly, Emily Elizabeth's eyes lit up. "What we need is a school that's just your size. We should make your big red school right here in the yard," Emily Elizabeth cried. "Woof!" Clifford barked in agreement. "That's a great idea." Emily Elizabeth and Clifford got to work. They used big beanbags for chairs. Oh, hey, Rhett and I are sitting in a beanbag chair right now. They used big beanbags for chairs and borrowed a chalkboard from the garage. Emily Elizabeth carried down books from her bedroom, and they found oversized art supplies in the closet. They're getting creative, kind of like we have all had to get creative. Then Clifford's doggy pals, Bailey and Tucker, passed by. "Hiya, Clifford," they called over the fence. "What you doing?" "I'm going to school," Clifford exclaimed. "Cool," said Bailey. "Can we come too?" "Of course," Clifford said. "We're just about to start Big Red Circle time." "Let's go around the circle and share our favorite things," Emily Elizabeth said. I like best friend kisses." Clifford gave Emily Elizabeth a great big lick. This dog is taking up my whole beanbag chair. "I just remembered something," Emily Elizabeth told Clifford and his friends. She hurried to ask her dad if she could borrow his camera. "You can't have a first day of school without pictures." Next was story time. "This tale is all about little pups who take an exciting boat ride," Emily Elizabeth read aloud. Woof! Clifford's eyes grew wide. He loved listening to stories, especially doggy adventures. For art time, Clifford and his friends dipped their paws in brightly colored paint. Bailey chose green, Tucker chose yellow, and of course, Clifford chose red. They made super messy paw paintings. Once the paintings were dry, Emily Elizabeth taped them around large cans filled with beans. "What are we going to do with these?" Clifford asked her. What do you guys think they're going to do? Why would you put beans in an empty can? Dry beans, so that they make a sound, maybe? "The only thing better than art time is music time," Emily Elizabeth said. "Today we're going to use maracas to put on a show." "Neat," Clifford barked. "I love keeping the beat." Then Clifford's tummy rumbled. "Did you say that school has snack time?" he asked Emily Elizabeth. "I sure did," Emily Elizabeth whistled. "Come on, guys." Emily Elizabeth's friends, Sam, Jack, and Pablo, came into the yard carrying trays piled with apples, cherries, and strawberry milkshakes. Bailey gobbled up the apples, Tucker slurped the milkshake, Clifford bounced cherries off his nose into his mouth. As his first day of school came to a close, Clifford watched his friends head home. "That was so much fun," he told Emily Elizabeth. "Thank you." Emily Elizabeth hugged Clifford and snapped one final photo. What are friends for? Next week, when Emily Elizabeth came home from school, Clifford was waiting for her. "Hey, Emily Elizabeth," he said, "are you ready to play Big Red School?" "Actually," his friend replies, "I have something to show you first." What do you think she's going to show him? Emily Elizabeth held up a beautiful scrapbook. "I made this using all the pictures I took of us on your first day," she told Clifford. "I brought it in for show and tell today. Everyone loved it so much." They asked if they could come too. One by one, all of Emily Elizabeth's classmates piled out of the school bus. Even her teacher was there. They all wanted to enjoy an afternoon at Clifford's Big Red School. Clifford showed all of Emily Elizabeth's friends how to share Big Red circle time. They shared story time, messy art time, loud music time, and of course, a Big Red snack time. Clifford was happier than ever. "This is the best Big Red School in the whole world," Clifford told Emily Elizabeth. "Do you know why?" "Because it's the only Big Red School in the whole world?" Emily Elizabeth asked, giggling. "Nope," Clifford licked her, "because it was made by my best friend." Aww. The end. So, let's recap real quick since it's been a while since we were in school reading stories together. Let's talk real quick about let's retell our story. So, our characters are Emily Elizabeth, Clifford. They're our main characters, right? But also his friends Bailey and Tucker are in the story, as well as some of her friends and her teachers. But our main characters are Emily Elizabeth, Clifford, and I would say Bailey and Tucker. So that's our characters. Our setting is at Emily Elizabeth's house when she makes Big Red School outside, right? So those are our first two fingers, character and setting. What happens in the beginning of our story? Well, in the beginning of our story, Emily Elizabeth comes home from school and she's telling Clifford all about it, and he's a little bit jealous. He wants to go to school. What happens? What's the problem? What's the problem in our story? Clifford can't go to school because he's too big. So that brings us to the middle of our story, right? They come up with a solution for Clifford not being able to go to human school. Emily Elizabeth makes his school in the backyard for him. And then the ending of our story, her whole class, even her teacher, they all come to visit the Big Red School and check it out. So you can always be retelling a story, whether it's a story I read or a story you listen to another teacher read or a story you read or your parents read. Don't forget to be practicing that. Even if you can't remember the exact order of how the 5-finger retell goes, practice retelling the characters and the setting and the problem and solution, all right? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I do have 2 more Clifford stories I'll be reading to you sometime soon. So this little puppy enjoyed that story. I can tell Clifford's going to be his favorite. And again, let's hope he does not get as big as Clifford. That would be a giant problem. Bye, guys. I miss you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Say bye, Red. Goodbye. Goodbye, first grade.